Welcome. Today we are tackling one of the most critical aspects of enterprise AI, configuring security, managed identities, private connections, and role policies in Microsoft Foundry. Welcome to this critical module on configuring security for your AI systems within Microsoft Foundry. When we deploy enterprise generative AI applications and autonomous agents, security cannot be an afterthought. It must be the absolute foundation. While Microsoft Foundry abstracts much of the underlying infrastructure, you, as an architect, are still fully responsible for securing access, protecting data, and ensuring your models behave safely. Today, our main focus is on configuring robust security mechanisms, including managed identities, keyless credentials, role policies, and system-level guardrails. Traditional application security relied heavily on hard-coded API keys and public endpoints, which are massive security vulnerabilities in the age of AI. If an API key is leaked, malicious actors can rack up massive token consumption costs or inappropriately access proprietary enterprise models. To solve this, Azure provides a modern security paradigm centered around Microsoft Entra ID. We will deeply explore how to implement keyless credentials using managed identities, completely eliminating the need to store secrets in your code. We will also discuss role-based access control, such as the Azure AI Project Manager role, which strictly governs who can publish agents and register applications. Furthermore, while we configure secure, managed endpoints for our models, we must also proactively secure the content itself using Microsoft's responsible AI framework. This involves deploying strict content safety guardrails to intercept and aggressively block harmful prompts before they ever reach your deployed language models. By combining identity-based security, strict role policies, and robust content guardrails, you create an impenetrable, highly resilient fortress around your AI workloads. Let us begin this essential architectural journey by diving deeply into the massive power of keyless authentication and managed identities. This foundational code snippet demonstrates the AI project client securely authenticating via default Azure credential, seamlessly connecting to your Foundry infrastructure without exposing any plain text API keys. This flowchart maps the primary pillars of Microsoft Foundry security. It branches into identity and access managed via Entra, data security utilizing secure integrations, and content safety enforced by strict AI guardrails. Let us tackle the most common and dangerous security vulnerability in modern application development: hard-coded API keys. Historically, developers would embed subscription keys directly into their application configuration files to authenticate with cognitive services. This is a massive risk. Microsoft Foundry enables a much more secure approach through keyless credentials and managed identities. A managed identity is a feature of Microsoft Entra ID that provides Azure services with an automatically managed identity in the cloud. When your application runs on an Azure service configured with a managed identity, it does not need any API keys to connect to your Foundry project. Instead, it securely authenticates using Azure's internal mechanisms. In your Python code, you implement this using the default Azure credential class from the Azure.identity library. When your code executes, default Azure credentials seamlessly negotiates with Microsoft Entra ID to obtain a secure, short-lived access token, which it then uses to instantiate the AI project client. This means your connection string only contains the routing information, not the secret keys. If your source code is ever accidentally exposed, the attacker gains absolutely no access to your deployed AI models or enterprise knowledge bases. This keyless architecture drastically simplifies credential rotation and securely bridges the gap between your client applications and the Microsoft Foundry agent service. Implementing managed identities is the absolute first step you must take to lock down your generative AI environment, drastically reduce operational overhead, and ensure true enterprise-grade security for your cloud applications. Never store keys in plain text again. By completely removing the burden of manual key management, your development teams can focus entirely on building highly innovative AI capabilities, rather than worrying about credential leakage. This shift to keyless authentication represents the absolute gold standard in modern Azure security architecture. The default Azure credential object dynamically scans the host environment, like an Azure web app or local VS Code, to find the system-assigned managed identity, fetching a secure OAuth token automatically. This visual demonstrates the keyless flow. Application code uses default Azure credential to negotiate with Microsoft Entra ID, receiving a secure temporary token to authorize access to the Foundry managed endpoint. Securing the application identity is only half the equation. You must also rigorously secure the human and service identities accessing your Microsoft Foundry environment. This is achieved through strict role policies and role-based access control, or RBAC, securely managed by Microsoft Entra. In a production environment, you absolutely must enforce the core principle of least privilege. This means assigning users and applications only the exact permissions they need to perform their specific tasks, and absolutely nothing more. Within Microsoft Foundry, different operations require highly specific role assignments. For example, deploying a massive foundational model from the catalog requires significantly different privileges than merely querying an already deployed endpoint for inference. One of the most critical roles you will encounter is the Azure AI Project Manager role. As we explored in previous modules, if you want to publish an integrated AI agent from the Foundry portal directly to collaborative channels like Microsoft Teams or Microsoft 365 Copilot, you must possess this specific role. This is because publishing an agent automatically triggers the automated provisioning of an Azure bot service and explicitly registers a new application within Microsoft Entra ID. If you do not have the proper role policies configured, these complex deployment workflows will securely and automatically fail, aggressively preventing unauthorized users from exposing your internal AI agents to broader communication channels. By meticulously configuring these role assignments at the resource group level, you maintain absolute, granular control over your AI infrastructure, guaranteeing that only authorized architects and deployment pipelines can modify your critical production workloads. This strict governance is absolutely essential when managing sensitive enterprise environments, as it creates an immutable audit trail of exactly who deployed which model and who authorized which external integration. Role policies are the definitive gatekeepers of your generative AI ecosystem. This conceptual code shows how the SDK inherently enforces Entra ID role policies. An authorization error is explicitly raised if the executing identity lacks the required Azure AI Project Manager permissions. This diagram highlights RBAC enforcement. An admin assigns the Azure AI Project Manager role. Beyond securing the models themselves, you must aggressively secure the data those models are permitted to access. When you build intelligent AI agents, they are truly only as secure as their underlying data connections. If an agent is granted overly broad access, it could inadvertently leak highly sensitive HR documents or proprietary financial reports to unauthorized users during a chat session. To expertly secure these data integration scenarios, Microsoft Foundry leverages Foundry IQ and Work IQ. When you configure Foundry IQ to connect to an Azure Blob storage container or a SharePoint site, you must strictly ensure those connections utilize secure, authenticated pathways, ideally leveraging the managed identities we just discussed. This guarantees that the automated indexer cracking your documents operates under a highly restricted, heavily monitored identity. Furthermore, when integrating complex scenarios using the Microsoft 365 Agents Toolkit, you use Work IQ. Work IQ acts as a secure, intelligent bridge between your custom AI agent and your organization's protected Microsoft 365 data graph. It natively ensures that when a user asks the agent to summarize their recent emails or Teams meeting transcripts, the agent only retrieves data that the specific requesting user is explicitly authorized to see. This user-delegated access model is absolutely critical. It aggressively prevents the AI agent from acting as a bypass mechanism around your existing corporate security boundaries. While detailed private networking configurations like VNet injection are handled at the underlying Azure layer, utilizing these managed secure pathways in Foundry completely guarantees your data remains isolated, encrypted, and strictly compliant with enterprise governance standards. You never want your AI agent to blindly overshare confidential information. By forcefully binding your AI data retrieval mechanisms directly to Microsoft Entra user identities, you confidently maintain data sovereignty and ensure that your intelligent solutions respect all pre-existing document-level permissions. When using Work IQ, you pass the specific user's delegated OAuth token. This strict security measure absolutely forces the AI model to query the Microsoft 365 graph using only that specific user's exact permissions. This architecture map shows data integration. A user query hits the agent, which routes through secure integration pathways. Security in generative AI extends far beyond traditional infrastructure, networking, and identity management. You must also implement critical security at the content level. Generative models possess immense power, but they inherently carry the massive risk of outputting harmful, biased, or highly restricted content. Therefore, a massive component of securing an AI system in Microsoft Foundry involves implementing responsible AI guardrails. Microsoft provides a rigorous, highly structured framework for this: map, measure, mitigate, and manage. The mitigation phase is precisely where active security controls are deployed. Microsoft Foundry natively integrates powerful content safety guardrails that sit directly in front of your deployed language models. Think of these guardrails as a highly intelligent, specialized firewall, specifically designed for natural language interactions. When a user submits a prompt, this safety system aggressively scans it for malicious intent, such as coordinated jailbreak attempts or explicit corporate policy violations. If the prompt is deemed unsafe or toxic, the guardrail securely intercepts and entirely blocks the request before it even reaches the expensive generative model. Similarly, it scans the model's generated output before delivering it back to the user, acting as an unyielding secondary line of defense. Implementing these advanced content guardrails is absolutely non-negotiable for serious enterprise deployments. They forcefully protect your organization from massive reputational damage, ensure strict compliance with acceptable use policies, and save you significant compute costs by immediately halting unauthorized malicious token generation. This dual-layer protection mechanism ensures that your entire AI ecosystem remains perfectly safe, secure, and fully aligned with global regulatory standards. This crucial error handling block catches the exact moment a content safety guardrail intercepts a toxic prompt. The system actively throws a content filter error, completely preventing the dangerous prompt from processing. This visual demonstrates the dual-layer content firewall. Unsafe user prompts are blocked immediately. Safe prompts are processed by the LLM, but the resulting output is checked by a secondary guardrail before final delivery. In our final slide, we must synthesize all of these concepts into a cohesive strategy of continuous security monitoring. Securing an AI system is absolutely never a one-time set-it-and-forget-it setup. It requires relentless, daily vigilance. This aligns perfectly with the manage phase of the responsible AI lifecycle. Once your keyless credentials, strict role policies, and robust content guardrails are actively deployed, you must aggressively monitor the system's live operational telemetry. When your content safety guardrails successfully intercept and block a toxic prompt or a malicious jailbreak attempt, that specific security event must be meticulously logged and immediately routed to your security operations team for deep analysis. Monitoring these blocked requests helps you dynamically identify emerging threat patterns and explicitly refine your agent's system instructions to further harden its behavioral boundaries. Furthermore, you must continually execute automated security evaluations within your continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines using the Microsoft Foundry SDK. By programmatically running malicious test datasets against your agents, you can automatically measure critical safety metrics like the hate speech defect rate or jailbreak vulnerability. If an automated security evaluation fails, the pipeline automatically blocks the deployment, acting as an impenetrable quality gate. By expertly combining Microsoft Entra managed identities for keyless access, strict role-based access control, secure data integrations via WorkIQ, and rigorous, continuous content safety monitoring, you completely guarantee that your Foundry AI solutions are the most secure in the entire industry. If you found this technical deep dive valuable, please actively like and subscribe. Be sure to visit quicktechie.com for premium certification prep, including massive Q&A banks, comprehensive ebooks, expert audiobooks, and exclusive interview guides. Stay secure and keep building. This automated script acts as a CI/CD security gate. It rigorously tests the agent against known jailbreak prompts. If the defect rate exceeds the strict threshold, the pipeline permanently blocks the vulnerable deployment. The continuous security lifecycle, live telemetry log security events. Analysts review blocked prompts to refine system instructions. The updated agent passes through an automated CI/CD safety gate before deploying as a hardened asset.
Welcome to quicktechie.com. So just type in quicktechie.com here. Then you can go through the material which is provided by Quicktechie. So we have first of all video courses which you can go here and you can find the various video courses across the technologies as well as finance domain. So if you see in Microsoft, we have 8 programs currently running. Next, you can go through the ebooks available. So all the ebooks which are in PDF format today, and you can download this. So let me go through Microsoft certification ebooks. You can click on any of this and you can see this is the PDF available for you to download. So these are the premium ebook mostly available on quicktechie.com platform only. Now the second part is exam simulator. As we primarily focus on the all technology companies and finance domain certification preparation material, so this is company wide listed here and you can go through this. So let me go through the Microsoft one again. You can see this is are all Microsoft related certification. AB 730 exam, if you open it, so you can see here this, and all the practice papers are available here. Today we have 5 practice paper. So click on the first practice paper, it would load the questions. You can answer this question. This is way you can answer it and you can move to the next question. Now third material we wanted to highlight is an audiobook. So we started recently with the audiobooks as well, which you can listen on the go, and various technology wise ebooks are available. And at the last, this is our alumni. These people who are subscribing to our courses and this platform, they are all listed here. And at the end, I wanted to tell you, if you find any course or training or certification preparation material which you want to get us prepare for yourself, please put on the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, on Udemy, or on this platform itself, quicktechie.com, then please put the comment, or you can even send an email to using this contact us options here. You can directly do the WhatsApp message. You can call us on this numbers as well.